Direct-hand experience on this one, Harry. I got arrested one time in Cheyenne, and interesting story. They arrested only 3 of us Indians, old long hairs, but there was a whole bunch of commotion going on the side streets, a lot of folks fighting, but they chose to arrest us 3 Indians who were just standing there doing nothing. So, finding a powwow. Coyote Raven and I decided to go to a powwow near Cheyenne. We broke out our native 3-piece suits, mocks, ribbon shirts, and jeans. Our voices inhibited by dust, we stopped for 1 beer. Next thing I knew, there were 3 Indians in lockup. We missed the whole damn thing. I mean, who's going to bail 3 Indians? Even when they are wearing 3-piece suits. The continuous buffet. An interesting notion hit Coyote. Suppose I just wait by a dumpster. That way I won't have to do all this endless searching. It'll be a continuous buffet. Raven looked at Coyote slyly. Sure, why not give it a shot? That day, Coyote ate like a king. Fatigued by gluttony, he lay behind the dumpster. This way I shall never be caught, he thought. In the morning, a loud monster came and swallowed Coyote's kingly feast in 1 gulp. On top of this insult, it set the dumpster on his tail. Raven laughed all morning long. 2. It took Raven 3 days to find me. My paws were elbow deep in a hollow trunk, my lips smacking honey. Oh, all right, I said, retracting my golden-hued claws. We hitched back to LA in 2 rides. The last one was with a guy named Lucky, who hawked stuff at gas stations for fuel. We drank sangria, smoked fat, cheap cigars, and told urban legends. Lucky dropped us off in Watts at 3 a.m. I played harmonica. Raven worked the crowd. We needed money for Coyote's broken tail. 3. There was that dumb shit, slunk behind the dumpster sobbing. Bear picked up that green, rusty box with 1 paw. Coyote took off fast, howling down the alleyway. It didn't take long to hit desert. Less time still to hide and whimper, where no one could hear, except in maybe lizards and such that have their own kind of laughter. 4. I awoke with a start. The cold desert night filled with stars and black sketches of jagged mountains. Coyote howled in a distant canyon. Raven was buried in an old ratty sleeping bag, his hair the night against iridescent skin. Something was stuck in my eye. I fell back to sleep and dreamed of digging Osha Root. Dust kicked up and collected up the dust, becoming stars and constellations. Riding hard to Santa Fe in 5 parts. 1. Tucked my hair under my hat. Tiny particles of sand, sage, and tumbleweed blasted my face. Storm coming. Pulled on my overcoat, head bent. Stepping from vision had always been hard for me. Ahead, the glow of city lights. 2. Felt tar underneath my feet, the give of sand, soil abruptly ending. Greasy hardness penetrating bone. They said there wasn't much to eat in the mountains that winter. Town officials gave the go-ahead to shoot bears, feeding in dumpsters. Out back of Santa Fe, rich folks were trying to lop off mountaintops for views and such. I shook my head. Hair fell. Coat unraveled. I heard the click-clack of my extending claws on the hard road. 3. Let them shoot me. Saw a family in a dumpster once. Best act of fatherhood I ever saw. Kind, gentle eyes, feeding his family, nothing for himself. When discovered, he was chased and beaten as his family ran to safety. Saint Survival, I called him. Hell, they even chased their own kind from dumpsters. Might as well tempt fate. I jumped into the rusted steel container. Let them shoot. I smacked loudly on day-old honey-glazed donuts. 4. An old man approached. My thoughts then of earth and roots and healing. The old man laughed. I laughed. I climbed out of the dumpster as we walked the road to the desert. That night we smoked and sweated and told stories. His tribe, my tribe. And we remembered a time when we walked together for a short while. 5. Tucked my hair under my hat, could taste tobacco and fry bread. Fur and claws retracted, I walked by his kitchen window. We stopped to look at one another. My ponderous steps slowly transitioned. Stomping, I laughed. There was a hell of a thunderstorm that day outside of Santa Fe. So a little bit about that in other part of my heritage, the Cherokee. The bear is the one that comes along, and that's what you hear when you hear thunder, according to that story, that when they stomp their feet, they're stomping out ignorance. I think we got a lot of stomping to do here.